and welcome to Training Tuesday, where we go through weekly tips and tricks to make your career just a little bit more awesome. Now, this week we are talking about community support and how it can help you through some tough times. And the reason I was inspired to talk about that this week is because this past weekend I was in Orange County visiting my in-laws with my husband, and I was talking to my mother-in-law about how, as a parent, you never want to see your kids struggle. I know this is something that I always heard from my mom as well. You know, sometimes parents want you to go on the safe route because it's hard to watch your kid do something that seems difficult for them sometimes. And, you know, I know that this is something that you can see with parents, but as a coach, sometimes you do want to see a little bit of the struggle. What I mean by that is I used to work very closely with the head of talent at Isnt, the agency I worked at for years, and he used to always call it the shit dip. And maybe it's because he was British and there's lots of fun terms like that, but he used to always talk about the shit dip and how sometimes when you're in the shit dip, it's right before things are about to get good, but sometimes things are just hard. Now, I think back to kind of my shit dips, and there are these times that kind of push you to taking ownership and doing those really big leaps, and oftentimes you need to be in that shit dip before you can actually make a change to make something happen. So speaking from personal experience, you know, if I had been fully happy working a 9 to 5, I wouldn't have actually had the push that I needed to start my own business nearly 2 years ago now. Right? So think about sometimes you need to have these struggles. I've seen it with people who, you know, are struggling with where they're at in their role and finally are frustrated enough by it to go back to school. I see it with clients all the time who are at the point where they're miserable, and so they're finally ready to do something to make their career something they love. Right? But I really want to start to emphasize that struggle isn't necessarily the bad thing. Sometimes it's exactly the spot you need to be at to propel you to the next level. So one, I want to change how we talk about struggle as a whole and start to recognize if you're in it right now, you might just be in the shit dip, and that's totally okay. That might be exactly where you need to be. But two, if you are in the shit dip, the thing you need to do is build a community around you of people who can propel you forward. Right? Because the best thing you can do here is build a network of other people who are rallying behind you and are truly invested in your success and want to see you win. So obviously that's a lot of what I do as a coach, but it's also why I've started a new community for millennial women who really are passionate about their careers, happy to take ownership, and want to build something that fits into their life and is a fulfilling part. So this is for the women who are not okay with okay. They want a career that's really awesome, and they want to do it in a way that's sustainable, in a way that's fulfilling, in a way that's a great part of their life. And this is a community that's made to do just that, rally around each other, be that encouraging piece. And the fact that so many women can lift each other up and actually continue to lay the groundwork for people to come is really what I want to build. It's a community that's more about collaboration over competition. So that's something that I've built as a direct response to this, because there needs to be the struggle sometimes, but more importantly, when you're going through it, you need a group of people who will rally around you on your hard days. So if that does resonate with you, if you do feel like you fall into that group, I'll post the link below. It's called 9 to Thrive. It's opening today, so I'm super excited to share it with you. And really it's made to do just that. Be the loving, gooey heart that kind of keeps you going and is there to rally behind you on your really great wins and behind you on the days that you're in the shit dip. So check it out. I will post the links. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. And in the meantime, happy working.